It's like too short. You cannot be a cancer, then you want to run through. You cannot be a Lord level that disrespecting the Lord and we lay ourselves. Then you say you want this and that, and then you waste your time. Nobody here can be for the government economy. But when we can people, it's not happening and it will never happen. The only thing they are there for, when last people go there, government keep and say, sanctify people. Don't look at Moya saying, give me 1% and one go in talk. But they sit down over there in point their family post because they need work. And the person that needs work and the person sanctify post the water. We implore our family because some people are happy. Because it is a time to be happy. It is nobody time when the country is not better. It is everybody time when the country is better. And we give this as a challenge to all of you people. 2029, we may be on the ballot for the presidency. Where we will come here and say, you people will have to appoint a commissioner for sacrifice. They are educated people. It's not about education. It's about how well you govern your people. They are people that got degrees, they know nothing. The only person with Indian people that they can't achieve nothing from. Our marketeers will come to power. In every country, at least 2 million of marketeers, printing runners, and younger boys to empower themselves. The money is there, but everything is long without carrying the benefit of. Because we are close.
Tell yourself, forget to forget about Yaka Koluba.
What did Paladino Yaka Koluba?
If tell Yaka Koluba, someone Yaka Koluba, you are not a Latina, you talk. You forsake yourself, Yaka Koluba, forcing you. Yaka Koluba, forcing Korea. You want to know a lot of Yaka Koluba. Tell them, and you know who names them about Yaka Koluba for that. And I'm going to know Yaka Koluba there. You know when I want to do all that, you want to all the work of God, just get take the ball for Yaka Koluba.
Last year you go for Yaka.
Yes.
Sahu Bene.
Because Yaka Koluba and the one that is talking to him was. So you are telling to this Yaka Koluba because a battle.
Oh, Yaka can be talking to the president. It's not a good thing.
Anything good for power, good for Joe. Yes. They're happy. Saying that you, my mother, your mother, happy to you. Then you are not going to betray Yaka Koluba or betray the great people and not to jail. Yaka Koluba are not going to cross it. You understand? You understand? Yaka Koluba. You can't walk for Yaka Koluba there. It's not going to lie.
You go for Yaka?
Yes, yes, yes. They're not just respecting Yaka Koluba for that. We don't want to respect Yaka Koluba for that. We don't want you. They see that you're doing for them for Yaka Koluba. They're not for them for Yaka Koluba. Anything good for power, good for them. Tell yourself, Yaka, the way you not to tell the country, they corrupt. You say you're going to talk corruption for the country. Now, more corrupt for me. People die every day.
You said the president probably is the most corrupt one.
No, I said it, I will come down. So I will shut you. You will shut me, then forget for Yaka Koluba. Now, for Yaka Koluba, you're not talking you. Then you forget for Yaka Koluba. Now, I want to let my day, then we send you for Yaka Koluba. Then you forget for Yaka Koluba. Anything I do for me, I do for the other person. Then you leave Yaka Koluba. Who don't know, they will know you. Our sister will go, take them to take Yaka Koluba from them. Now you know. They are not doing Yaka Koluba in our house.
Okay. All right, we're coming to anything you want to say final before we leave you. Thank you so much.
My friend, you made mistake. I heard you last time here absolutely after the whole election at Ima. If you hear my preaching most Sunday, you will conclude that I'm right. We will rescue as a negotiator after winning. The broadcast, I don't really answer my phone, don't pick me up. They don't let me down. I don't have time. I don't talk. Because God knows why it's happening. And everything I will accept it. Because our son who is vice president to him from Minna will not understand if I start dating on Breaker. The Senate for the top of Breaker. From where I wrote, the Senate is comprehensive report of your funding and attack the Supreme Court ruling and the amnesty law and everything. And the position statement for those commissioners who be present from President. So and then the way forward is a follow-up discussion for peace. Then when Breaker come now, he is received by coming there, but they belong there, don't be there. And in that way, you got to get all kind of way better, all kind of things. You want to other people. Then, the citizens control the one on the upper hand. So they went, talking away, talking and seeing the date of a teaching, they did a resolution. That's fast, because of many problems. Then they said it, they sent it. Then something happened. They almost trying to run me house. Then the brothers accused the money. They didn't tell me they had it for me. Then when I heard what was happening, it was with 2 persons to sign. That was me and our Bani, Jim Bani. Now when I went to Coon, I said, what is going on? You were here when we have sent paper, and you were here with our own leadership, and we sent the report with all the documents, legal documents. To guide you. Then Baka there, Baka didn't take up on the 20th but it's supposed to be involved. In the 2011, so you don't have to run with that. You're right. He doesn't say that. You're right. The other telling about for 12 years now, he's now president now. To finish campaign for the other woman, and he wants to people. He doesn't want to people. So what is going on with Ekun? Ekun is well, I will do for you to help you with Maya. Your partner has been good for Maya. My own son offered I went. I've never seen him why you do this. You know what I mean? Resolution is not a law. So, resolution, we agree. Bring it now. My brother sent a bill. They will not put all the law together.
I called to rescue. Do you think I really believe at 80 years old you will be able to rescue this country? We embellished it. You know, when you are a sales representative, when you are a salesperson, you're selling a commodity or a product. Your job is to embellish. It's a punching homework and say, oh, piece of bony rotten. Did you think I knew, or did you think I mistook you for a rescuer? An old man who belongs to the dustbin of our history with a kid, a man who cannot even operate a laptop computer. No, we settled. We made a compromise. That's all. We settled. We compromised. And we believe you were a good man. And we're sympathetic to us. We in all Liberia. And after we saw you and touted you about and projected you as though you could rescue this country. And we called you rescue one. How could you rescue the country when you could not even rescue?
When they were coming, they said they were freedom fighters. When they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when they killed Vietnam,
oh yes, indeed.
When they killed Vietnam, they changed their mind.
What a great day! What a wonderful opportunity it feels.
People, they are freedom fighters. You freedom fighter, you raping our women.
To be here, fully energized behind these microphones to engage on the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning from the nation's capital. And a pleasant good morning to all of you, our friends, our followers, and to those of you in the diaspora. It's always a good thing to have you join us for conversations on the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development. Good morning. Good morning to the great people of Lofa County, Grand Jida County, Bon County, Margibi, Grand Bassa County. It's 1 year since the president lied about some $3 billion Chinese refinery investment in Grand Bassa. The Bassa people are yet to see that. Each and every corner of Liberia have felt the lies, deceptions, and of course of Mr. Joseph Boakai. Well, good morning, folks. Too many things to talk about. Lots of things happening in Liberia. And this is where you get an analysis of those issues making news in our country. Welcome. This morning, we're going to spend time, like we told you on yesterday, placing the spotlight on the Chief Imam of the Republic of Liberia, with reference to comments made during his Eid message. It's important that we have conversations about these things. And of course, this morning, you attacked the Chief Imam on our live. Ali Krai, the Chief Imam of the Republic of Liberia, just like every other spiritual leader, holds a degree of accountability to the people. And of course, as gatekeeper, as watchdogs of the Liberian society, we ought to speak about everything. And I can remember my days in school. And yes, of course, we have to talk about it all, irrespective of whatever it is. So yes, Krai will be here this morning, and of course we're gonna have. He's not gonna be with me in studio, but I mean, it's gonna be about him, and of course some of the comments he made. Maybe some of them are good, and the ones we disagree with, of course, we respectfully disagree with him. But it's gonna be very fierce. It's gonna be very bold, and I like the energy of the Chief Imam though. But this morning we're gonna call speed a speed. I know he's gonna come out another long release. But the thing about it, I can call his name. You can't call my name. So the old man afraid of me. The old man afraid is small. But look, I'm just kidding about that. But it's a good thing, man. The way the country is going now is terrible. Sometimes when we speak in these forms and manner to our people, it gives them a sense to sit down and think deep and reflect and say, you know what, apparently we've dropped the ball somewhere. We need to pick up the ball. Okay, still on the low-fast situation. And I'm seeing lots of Unity Party guys probably campaigning or what they're trying to do. Oh, you got to remove Yeke Koluba. I say comments Yeke Koluba made, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what is that? What did Yeke do? What Yeke did was a demonstration of statesmanship. And I want to applaud Yeke Koluba for being very bold and to the point, and speaking the truth. If anybody that needs to be removed from power, anybody that needs to be impeached as a result of what is happening in Foya with the Guineans, it has to be the commander-in-chief of the Republic of Liberia. We have only one commander-in-chief, and that is not Yeke Koluba. That is Joseph Newman Boakai.
They say they were liberators.
Imagine Liberia is being annexed, right? For the sake of those of you and the understanding that all of you carrying out there, Liberia is being annexed. And then people within the regime says, Yamu Yake Koluba for saying that, the government of Liberia went to Conakry and made compromise, and he did not make it up. And it is true. I keep telling you this thing over and over. It's true. That's what it did, right? Sources from Conakry and Freetown have alluded to that point. It is only your government that's running away and doesn't want to tell you the truth, but this is the fact. So that is happening. The commander-in-chief, the only man who is responsible, right, to move our army, for the most part, the only man who is the head of state that takes the responsibility if anything goes on collectively about the country. He said, no, your leader, man, problem. You go for Yeke Koluba. You think your bitterness with Yeke, that this situation is coming, Yeke, you are free to say anything you want to say about this. You are free. We are telling you, Yeke, say anything. No chicken can move you from anywhere. They've seen people that pull you there. Say, no. We that didn't pull you there when we really will move you. But they will put you there. They stand no moral ground to say they will move you. We challenge Joseph Boakai. We challenge him. Why are you moving the member? You go sleep in Conakry, the pope coming, the pope deploying, and you can sit down here, you say you don't move. You go move in and let's see. You say you're a man, you go try your a bunch of foolish people. You know, since after the Ramadan, I try to be a little cool and try to, do things a little something, see how I can put up because we're kind of was having a kind of crisis. So we want to make sure that is off our back, and then we start to go down. But what to be something about the government feel already, So at the end of the day, we're just making do right now. That's exactly what we're trying to do. But folks, we'll talk about that and bring you some little update and, of course, analysis around the situation at the border. Like I've always said, keep calm, remain targeted, right? And look, nobody should tell you there's this misconception and other people trying to play around it and say, give it up. There is nothing you can give up to the government. This government has failed. And I see folks trying to, they have been diplomatic. There have been no diplomatic. I'm a student of diplomacy, and I know how it works. There's nothing called diplomacy going on. There's nothing. If you're in the sense of what you anticipated as an outcome, right? Because you as citizens anticipated as outcome from the meeting, from the diplomatic engagement in Conakry, that the Guinea will go across the river. And insofar, the diplomatic engagement did not yield that means for you, it's a failed process. But from the perspective of the government, they've done an excellent diplomatic engagement to resolving the matter in keeping with Article 33 of the United Nations Charter. Right? So that is exactly what is going on here. So you want to reopen the matter, unless if all of you who are acting ignorant about this are trying to say, okay, y'all go renegotiate again. It has to be a renegotiation where diplomats have to sit around the table again and start to have new conversation. And that has to be informed by new pieces of evidence. Right? So probably by that time, maybe our government has formed their part of their own deed, so to speak, or they form their own of map, or they form their own agreement, right? And then they say, okay, the first negotiation we had, resting on the Guineans' map and agreement that they made available, we have gone and checked, and this is what we have. So let's say there is a dispute. That means no. In as much as we agree on the 16th of March, right, to withdraw our men and bring them inward, we disagree because what we've uncovered here, this is what it shows. So we can be having conversation in our country, like say, I want to school them, go to, it ain't making sense. And people be looking at us and making fun and stuff. And our own government is trying to do that to us. But before we go into that conversation, we will, because what is happening out there now is terrible. The price of gasoline on the Liberian market is at an unprecedented high. This has never happened, where gasoline the cost people paying for gasoline now has never ever happened in this country before. The government has lost it. I mean, no control anymore. 1,600 in some parts of the country, 1,500 in other parts of the country, and people are charging, and there is 100% increment on transportation in some areas, right? Areas that used to be charged for $50 have now gone to $100, right? 100% increment. Areas that used to be charged $150 are now being charged for $350. More than 100% increment, 125, 100 and so percent increment. And this is happening, but it looks normal to you, right? And small noise coming. So we won't leave it ahead. So basically what we're going to do, so because like I can say my witness across the road, I don't like people say, oh, I was making up things, because I know there are a lot of you brainwashed fanatics out there, brainwashed idiotic you pigs out there who, no matter what you're going through, you're born to be, I mean, a crazy supporter of stupidity in this country, and you're gonna be bootlicking these idiots. You say you're defending your party. So we're gonna open the phone lines, your call, right, and tell us your experience out there in the traffic. I mean, I will take like 10, 15 calls. You'll be the one. Your government is listening, the president is listening, the Commerce Ministry. So they're using this Guinean situation, right, to take our minds from on the real issues, on the hardship, taking toll on our people, right? Taking serious toll on our people. Prices of basic commodity are up, right? The exchange rate up and down, seesaw, kakaleka, right? Transportation price, kiamen and scramen and fretting daily, right? $50 distance, tell the man, then how much am I going to equal, right? All the kind of things that real day life. What are people going through? And we can't be talking all the BB thing. At the end of the day, that border thing will be resolved. The government just buying time, so the population will get tired. When they get tired, and then they go. Probably they provide. They call Ansu Dollar and Guinness. They will go to Lifoco, and we are telling you, you're probably telling you everything you're joking. They'll go to Lifoco and big Lifoco, getting a few pieces of small 2-inch mattresses, and that's the value they have for our people's life. 2-inch mattresses, they will carry them and give it to the people. Burger Ball will enter and start eating up. But they don't care. They will come out tomorrow and resolve. And the Guinea will be there. The people brought a custom. Saying last week I told you the people bring a custom. And in fact, the people are even saying you can start trading. So that you're on the side creating scene. As far as the people concerned, based on what happened in Conakry with your president. So if you're angry and you're displeased, take action on the president. Simple. That means that what I can tell you. If Liberians, we are convinced that we're not satisfied, our president did not put up, and put up the necessary representation on our behalf, let's move him from there. That means he's unfit, he's incapable to represent this country, defend and protect this country. You remove him. That's what real countries can do. Now, what weak people say, then you're granting interview to rebels. Can you imagine granting interviews to rebels? Fully men that are supposed to be high in their cell. Those cannibals, right, that ate human heart around here, those killers, those merciless killers, those idiots who are not even supposed to have any face among decent people. You're granting interviews and be talking nonsense, creating additional security concern for the country, right? Have you thought about it? For any group of people to sit somewhere in Sierra Leone or Guinea to be threatening, right, to invade Liberia, have you thought about that? And you think it's okay for other people to sit in Liberia, right, and calling themselves rebels and generals and threatening the other people, right? We got to be careful the way we do things. And sometimes, y'all don't like, we elected a government to make representation on our behalf. We can't take law into our own hands. It is only when the government fails, that's when citizens will start to do for themselves what the government is supposed to do for them. But we are too civilized to go that route. So if we have an incompetent, irresponsible, and useless government, so we take constitutional action to remove them and have decent people in power to provide adequate representation. That Liberia will be feared among the community of nations. But today, because look at you have a government that goes and beg a junta government for pickups. What do you think they will see you as? You not take the begging, and then you can't open your mouth and say, Liberian poor let begging. So all our money we can be putting in the budget, all our taxes we can be paying. Not even something themselves, but 10 Halo pickups, 25,000 pickups. You go pay for 10 of that one in Guinea. They can't. Then I heard somebody say, oh, the fact that the people have their flag, they can't. Oh, you ain't know, you ask Gregory Como. You can permit the people to come in the country. Right? Accompany the people to Saw Beach to go take out somebody from there and carry it and get the person. You know your government sold out to the Guinea authority ever since. Oh, because all of people will be high and something. You better stop it. You'll be misplacing the priority. And they say, oh, you know, this, that's the problem. The fact of the matter here is, we have a useless government. We have a very useless government. And that was some of you later, yeah. But it's a very useless. Look at look everywhere. Everywhere is ringing now. Hey man, can't play song, can't please send me that song, man. At the end of the day, all is not lost. Let me see. If you're listening, please send me the song you closed the show with yesterday. Or tell me how can I find it on the computer, please. Right? So let's take your calls. How much are you paying for transportation today? How much are you paying from Red Light to Broad Street? From Broad Street to ERW Junction, from Red Light to Bartonsville, from Bartonsville to Johnson Street. How much are you paying in transportation? What is it from Cardwell to Monrovia, right? From Brewerville to Monrovia, how much are you paying from Douala to Red Light? And, you know, in different parts. Let's hear you. It's an opportunity. So for the government to come now, if they say they know about it, right, we allow them to hear it now because the government can lie. They will say, oh, they put doing their own thing. So when we allow you to speak and then they hear you and they refuse to take action, then you know now that the government creating the hardship for you. That's not my job to come here and be putting up excuse for Bwaka or the Bwaka government. It is not my job. Every day I tell you that is not my job. And I will never ever do it. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104 are the numbers to call. And you will be live. Basically, transportation. Now, tomorrow we'll ask for those during gas, how much you're paying for gas, but let's know because that is the one that I mean, when the people can transfer the burden, transfer the burden to the consumers. So in 5-10 minutes, let's take calls 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104. Maybe just for the locals actually. 0776 104 104 0886 500 104 are the numbers to call, and you will be live. Let's know from Broad Street to Red Light. How much are you paying today as of today's date? Right? What is the cost? Today is Tuesday, March 24. Right? And we're in the 4th week of the global crisis. So that is to assess and understand to what extent our government is working to minimize the impact. During COVID, when COVID hit in this country, that was another global tragedy that struck the war and paralyzed the global economy, just as what is happening in Iran. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
Thank you for the program. This is William Harris.
Go ahead, Mr. Harris.
From Broad Street to Pinsville at 330.
Pinsville, what part of Pinsville?
To go Pinsville all the way from Eastern Broad Street to go Pinsville.
To go Dubo Road, GSA Road, ERW Junction, or Raleigh?
As long as it's stopping around school, it was at 300. If it's stopping GSA Road, it was
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very. Why it used to be before? Why it used to be before?
For you pay $200.
$200. So they've added $100 for your experience. $100 addition. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's hear you too. What is your experience out there? Right? Is it justified? The gas is the government says $4.87, right, per gallon. If we put that in LD, it's $910. $910. But in Connors, it's been sold for $1,000, and in some areas $1,000 and change for a gallon of gas. So if the Cameroon buys the gas for $1,000, so to speak, and the Cameroon has to use maybe 8 gallons per day, that's about $8,000. The Cameroon first of all has to raise that $8,000 before he thinks about raising his report, right? What he carries to the car owner, and then whatever packaging he finds for himself, and then the police people there in the street too. So y'all gotta understand too now. So at the end of the day, the government is all responsible. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You're holding the line. Okay. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Okay, my name is Chicago. It's in from Grand Cayman County.
Go ahead from Grand Cayman. I don't know. What's the cost?
Everything is upside down. From bar to $1, we should pay $500 on Texas. But right now, we are paying $1,500. $500 increase.
Additional $500.
I'm telling you, right? It's real. And
which one is bar football or another bar they got there? Bar that they want in Bombay?
The one in Bombay bar jacket, but that is the best parking with in Bombay County now. That take $1,000. Imagine a bar for CJ.
And y'all used to pay $500.
Now it's one thing. Texas, it will be like $2,000, $1,200 or something like that.
Wow. Wow. That's too much. That's too much. Good morning.
Good morning, my dear brother. How are you?
I'm okay. Let's hear you. What's your experience out there with transportation?
Abu Ali, 17th Street. I work with Flag University College. I normally go to church to 5:40. I used to pay $100, but it's now from 17th Street to 5:40. It's $150.
150?
Yes. I just wait. Let me just finish with what the area I travel frequently. Then we got our annex to the Baptist Seminary. So I got a annex. Then from 17th Street here or 16th Street to here, David Johnson is $200. Then we used to pay $100 from here, David Johnson to Smart Junction. Now it's $150. Then from Smart Junction for the new area to go in, we used to pay is $150.
Wow. So to go to that Smart Institute now and come back 17th Street in total, what did $900? And you used to pay somewhere around maybe $400-500.
I used to pay something around
$7. But now there's additional $200 there.
Yeah, it's $900.
Wow, that's too much. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. So life has gotten expensive. About $200 for some people. Additional $200 to your daily cost. Do you know what that means? Some of you who are looking at. So if you just calculate that man. And daily transportation costs per 30 days. Then you come and look at the man's salary. The thing that's happening to our people, salaries and pay not going up, but the cost of living going up. Transportation, food, and everything going up. So when you do the math, you realize that the salary cannot cover, our living expense. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is a question from you, Matari, yesterday.
Yeah,
I went to Orange Office to machine yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah. So normally I get paid around for maternity. To get us on there. Okay. But anything I saw, I remember my maternity and I said, so I walk for our office all the way to Charleston. Well, I saw they came in, they tell me where.
Oh, you wanted to cut the distance to take $50 off.
Yeah.
But stay, we're not helping you.
I saw me the minute they still telling me $100. I had to pay $100 for Charleston to my son yesterday.
Wow. So if you need just to stand to your late or offer, you pay a sim bulk.
I didn't get it.
No, now you never pass easy beneo. You know, they want you that serious thing because everybody going through it. It's hell. And people even fighting out there and things, right? 0776 104 104 086 500 104. Good morning. Let's hear you. What is your experience with transportation fare?
Good morning, Abu, and good morning to the listener. My name is Okweti, to differences this morning.
Go ahead.
For me, my experience, I'm a cab driver, I'm a taxi driver. Yeah, so what I mean, that we already been to chat people exorbitantly.
Yeah, because the man say, my man, you're being uncompromised, you're not getting thing per way up.
Abu, the thing to me, Abu, you know, one guy in a guy is over $910, right?
Yeah, officially.
Officially $910. So for me, my Tesla driving, I use 6 gallons a day.
Okay.
So the 6 gallons I use a day is equal to $910 times 6. To me, almost about 5,000 pennies. And Abu, to be frank, the traffic like a bit of Congo there. Fast for it to go. I mean, if you get in a traffic, so now you make 2 hours in a traffic before you.
Yeah. So sometimes for you to get 5 trips in a day, it can be tough.
They're not easy. I mean, so now when you want to be putting for the count of money and the gas money, boy, they can be easy. But who don't understand? So you can say that we don't want to sleep on it. They don't take into consideration the pain that we went through. And you know what? They can't now know. They can't now know what is happening.
No, the man will know. I heard
this. The consumer is the money. But if you charge them, how you finish for them? It's like the one woman and myself will make flower.
Wow. So you're the woman all fretting now.
Yeah, I told woman, you don't work or you better come here, be going to
the mommy, you got there.
No, bro. See, that was definitely I could help her. But the way in which she came, she said, "La, I'm making sure they don't work for the government." So I said, "If you had a company for a big girl, you go for your construction, like 2 people you pay. I don't know by the company and a quarter you do working for me. I was doing." Yeah, but
no, but thank you. But the point you're making, I think it makes sense though, because you're settled, you're working for somebody and you got to carry money and stuff.
They're going to government can help them. But in the traffic too, we get what they call 40 minutes. They can go help. Now, they can no sympathy.
Wow.
Now, they can no sympathy.
Yeah, because the man can hustle on somebody now, so man got to get something.
All the government is running on the side with a heli on hold it running. I mean, that's so 40 minutes so they don't joke. Yeah, brother, so man, it's so you have to really let things get better because they get better.
But the government said they get plenty of gas, so I don't know what happened here.
Somebody from FLC told me the gas that they said now renting and now what the reserve gas that they were talking about. But when they bring new product, they will go more than now and now.
So when you go more than $900 now, you know, for example, how much you charge from Rayleigh to Broad Street?
They will
that one you force. When you come in time, you know you come in 400 from Rayleigh. Good morning.
Hello. Yeah,
morning.
Good morning. I wish Where you going?
You got it wrong, my man. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is $1 million we are sharing for
Okay.
Yeah, but I got another.
Somebody say from Wiyala to Kakata is $300. Can you imagine? From Wiyala to Kakata is $300. Go ahead.
Yeah, but the one that baffled me said, Jada. My brother that called from Kakima Country Jeba to enter here. $1,000. Then how much you go here to board us?
Yeah, the whole need somebody to call from both other side and the other part. It's important because our people going through problems though.
I live Kawe, right Kawe. That from to DV Johnson to Upper Kawe. Yeah, to Upper Kawe, not to DV Johnson. 100. When you get it, you can go Upper Kawe.
Or you walk.
You can go there. But me, I want to see 1 year the money. Because people there talking say they now the government and I use the party for me. The time Corona entered in the
So no, don't even listen to that. So the country running is here. If you say they're not the government and then I mean the country running, nobody in charge. Yeah. So anybody tell you that you know listen to the government must fix it. That's what we put in power. Good morning, let's hear you.
Yeah.
Morning. Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, good morning. You getting me?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Daniel Awayondo. I'm calling from the Johnson Street.
Yeah, Johnson Street. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Discussion. I know we are getting tough time because for me, I live in the Southport area. Now, I was paying $50 to come in bus.
Okay.
But now, when I get in on a bus right now, I'm paying for 2 persons. That $50 I used to pay now, I'm paying $100. Yeah, to go back. So I pay $100 to go in a bus. Now I was paying $150 to one person, but now it is $200 on the person cap to go. So I tell you, they say, well, we are even go stand for the bus, my brother, if you see us sweating this leg. When they say the horse is on fire and then everybody in that horse and they are rushing to get out, nobody wants to get a great chance. It's just how we can get choke to the bus parking now. You can see everybody fighting because you know if you miss the bus and the person comes, you will pay, you will have more money.
Yeah, so there's a rush for the bus. So then what the NTA bus? NTA bus can come there?
No, brother, I don't know whether NTA actually in Liberia here or where they carry entry and parking now. I'm still thinking about it. Because the last time I think I did about this kind of situation now.
Yeah, then you expect to see more NTA also, right?
About 2 NTA there, sitting on the other road. Mainly, I would do that for you to get the new junction, going straight there, for you to, let's say, I'm not sure, going straight there. These are places down on the Somalia job road and the thing up here. These are places we are standing on the system today. For my brother, there is no justice for us, and we don't even want to do.
So they have brought. Thank you, my brother. So they have brought it, probably and put it probably in the bus. Then we can see the bus. Good morning. I think I'll push the thing small more because more calls coming. Good morning. Go ahead.
Good
morning.
Yeah, thank you for the show, Abu. No, it reached a point now where Liberia needs to be talking, but not getting talking. We are trying to see classes happy, and the same people that keep out they will say, oh,
no, but we are trying Gap Press not reach officially 900, 1,000. We are trying hasn't reached there. Yeah, but I don't want you to specify it by saying, oh, we are trying to happen. They want you never happen in the country before. You know, happen that dying happening.
What they said, we manage them up.
Oh, okay.
What they said, we manage them up. But what they put the situation to us, and
no, but forget about them. Tell your own. Listen. You can't cry out for somebody. Everybody feeling the pain. You tell your own pain. The person won't be mumu. They sit down with their own their business.
For years, Clarota was going for years. Clarota to Bolota now is $100. When we went from Clarota to go to Broad Street, the boy will tell me one state. It's all going for my fitness, BCC, and the way up there. They say not really. I was wondering. I stayed from Ghana years ago. All the way Broad Street, they put me down. One state.
Wow.
And the police telling me that they go press. They get on it to go. I said, why you will tell me say, yeah, police will tell me.
Yeah, but police gotta tell you because police gotta call you on a late job with a man. So everybody protecting their country.
They make money. They make one. We have to learn how to go and come by yesterday. Yesterday, they have to walk out with a car. Police tell me that they go press, press go up. Thank you.
Okay, all right, Master C. Thank you very much. Alfonso, go ahead. Alfonso, you can come in, sir. You can come in, the way you're looking now.
It's very difficult. It's very, very much difficult to come to town at this time. due to some.
So, man, you just give up in your late Johnson video.
I swear to God. It's so.
You take your hand for in the whole intern Bennett.
So let me lay down the basis. I want to ask to send you my Bwaka and her entire government. When you're not able this country, please peacefully withdraw from the leadership and turn the power over to someone who is competent. Because they told on the phone to someone can begin elected or inaugurated as president of this country. So calamity circulating in our country. Look at gasoline price. So Ministry of Transport telling us that they're not able to regulate the transportation fares. They tell us you're supposed to pay $100, you will pay $250 these days. They tell us we used to pay $400, we will pay $700. Like the Eastern, one of my brothers Eastern now, he said yesterday from all to Feno, he paid $1,200. So Joseph Boakai and his government running this country. When we are living in a broken economic state, look at the external issue we have. Up to this time, they're not able to address the issue. They look at the problem they will face with gasoline problem. And Musa Benete wants to this government that the government will face challenges ahead of them when it comes to gasoline, food issue. And the second process.
Okay, my brother. Thank you. Yeah, be lacking in your late Johnsonville in the meantime, yeah?
You are lacking it there.
Okay, thank you very much. But the government, I don't know. I thought they said FPRC will be bringing gas and things in, and then what happened? Good morning. Let's hear you.
Good morning. I'm Abraham calling from Grand Bassa County.
From Grand Bassa, let's hear you.
From Moreover Junction to like that's from Moreover Junction to Jeddah Junction for now is 1,200. 1,000. It was
1,000, so they added 200 on it.
They added 200 on it. There's not in the price on about $800 for let's just say from 600 to 800. And then 200 been added. So my son decided to travel for my all the transportation prices. But I take my money, I go to my big my very small. I pay 1,200 to get together to get every judge.
Yeah. Now 2,400 right there.
2,400 right there. That will go.
No. Then the thing is, when you pay 2,400 in transportation, and then you can't, the brother or the uncle you can do the man say, my man, not working, no miles, so go come back. Then how you feel now?
No, you can feel bad because that's not your country will find us there, So. Okay, thank you for that show.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, because Abu did a question for my daddy.
Go ahead, Augustine.
Yeah, you see, Abu, the word of God, you don't take it for granted.
Okay.
If you remember, a Ghanaian pastor during the 2022 election, he started on Liberia, and he said, if we allow the country for the opposition to take the country, Liberia will be a calamity. Can you imagine? First to the election, then you know the car over. If you look at the vendor, there is no consolidation. There is no reconciliation between Liberia.
Okay. So we understand all that one, the calamity and thing, but then Nana, the transportation calamity. What is your experience with it?
Look, from my dad to Jarasa is one of the best. On a normal thing, it was just better. Every day I want to wear from my dad to Jarasa. Every day. Can you imagine? So nobody knows where the country going. Because you want one money, just use a minute for another country, get army that and then your country. Well, I don't know. So nobody just look at this phone. It's not free. We need to pray for the country. It's not free anymore. It's not a party. The country is not the way.
Yeah, no, they want another party being in now. Getting serious. Wow.
The way the country is right now is more a party issue. So we need to pray for the country because
we made mistake with the party being. We made serious mistake as a country. We need to repent.
Very, very serious, people. Very, very serious.
Okay, thank you, my brother. But yeah, I agree. It's serious. Nobody, I mean, the kind of thing. It's serious. Good morning. Let's hear you.
Good morning, Frederick.
Good morning.
My name is Rosen Phillips, and do join the educated conversations. I say we can come to the well. People are suffering from save Jimmy water. I mean, but John, let me say thank you so kind for the talking point of discussion this morning.
I'm a slave people. You can pay time for it. You can just warrior clean the hill.
I'm a hustler. I can go. Yeah, I can go pay here. I mean, the conversation escalate to another level. Can you imagine? Peter, imagine. It's surprised me. The one time I'm going to come a contract. I thought you say I didn't bad people. But when I get boy in my pocket.
Well, so the writer say in the time I mean, wait. To writer say in the time me you B-boy, you gotta be B-boy. To writer say.
Yeah, I tell you, Nana. Yeah, I got bad. Yeah, one of the videos. If I tell you, Nana, they fucking call me people.
Damn it.
But I said I'm very low. So I got on the desert. I got the desert on my beat. So the second pull over. I took on the 200 because normally I took wagon pay. Now I get reserve for. They said no. You know, Thomas hour as a way. The measure Thomas gas for the hour. Thomas 300 more. But yes, I'm on Johnny Street, Special. Yeah, the Boulevard. You know, let's begin. We are talking me all important for the officer. The moment, you have to go on the mail. The moment you know why you're 250. I don't want to get out. I don't want to know. You buy my boss. I mean, like 350 now coming week. So the question now, what I'm trying to say is this. You see, when things happen in the past, those guys in the opposition, they criticize. They're not thinking that our global class. So they just start to tell our global class. But last the veteran, you see the cycle happening in Nova again.
No, we reach that here. We reach that. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. You're the second to the last caller.
Yeah, this is Mr. Chan.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to head to brother. We on the street there is not easy, brother. The gas on that camera will bother with that on that 1,150.
So you come too? You come in?
Yeah, come in. My man to brother here. We can buy gallons to camera.
But the people blaming you. They say that you're the one. You're being unreasonable. You're carrying things.
They're joking. When we go to sometimes we raise it up and we are starting. They can say, you can't see the war. I say, that war can kill your gas pressure. The people government war. Whatever we are trying where Ukraine war was COVID war all there. You say, no, man. You're not responsible to the gas price going up. So me, I can deal with that. What I can do, I get in the car, I put up an road, I pick it up. I know that you the party too. I show them go, my brother.
No, but you know how to deal with it, eh? That poor freedom of on in the money. You don't talk yesterday. That one can ping in the man and you can head them.
But if you, my brother, that you are listening to them before.
Oh yeah, they can ping them. They can be. Then when they vet it out and when they get it on there, you just call your tongue with your face. Insult the injury again. Yeah, then.
My brother, I can help my sister when they get that road. I can see the rest will get down. The one that's supposed to get in the real estate are giving to them. But the United Party people,
my man, they play up. We had no expectations, so we get down. We are laughing, we making fun.
They will see it. I can't help them. So I want for them to see the country street.
Yeah, let Dylan passing around and Dylan knocking woman ball for $50 liberty now. But thank you, my brother. Good morning. You're the last caller on this note, and then we can move to something else. Good morning.
Yes, I think it's extra and a special privilege.
My man, I tell you, you're not calling on the show. You can laugh too much. You can't be defending fake thing and move on who's in care. I want to go call on different stations.
Yeah,
good morning.
Yeah,
morning.
Yeah, this is Mohammed Fana. Well, I like the way these guys are running the country. You know, these guys just running the country. They are making it way for president. We are trying now. So I like the way these guys run this country. They're trying to just say, you know, from bypass to Black Fana. These guys charging $60 what we to pay for about $30 and $40. Yo, from Abba to Fana, you know, charging $60.
A man screening all of y'all. I rescue.
That's what the man doing. So we get power on that. But we just saying that
so when the man be screening y'all that in the test, how the conversation can be, the old man can be fair. I mean, the whole experience in the test or the boss, yeah.
when I first, woman, I don't want my son and I wish, but it can't happen at that time at all.
Okay, my brother, thank you very much. But look, this is serious, and I mean, we have to add some degree of seriousness to it. The government has to put the feet down and deal with it. The Liberian people are not interacting with any war anywhere. They're interacting with you. It is your responsibility. It's your priority. You took the responsibility, and then not my business to come here. I can update you on the war, right? Update you on the war, but Lebanon got nothing to do with the war. Judging by what the UP people said, that your business. Anyhow you won't say that your business, but you will fix it. I put suffering. People now will be paying $300 for transportation, $350 from Raleigh to something. It doesn't make sense, not at all. How much you paying the people? Civil servants, you paying $100, $80. Let MCSS teacher them protesting, right? That they ain't taking pay. You're trying to block them. So how the people will live? Then when the man finish protesting and you go stand on the road, you won't go there, or then tell the man say, oh, the man get maybe a last bug in a packet, and tell the man say $350 to go junction. They're not hell right there for that man. The whole hell thing is so now you start experiencing it right here before you even go anywhere. So the rescue government, we expect the rescue government to rescue. And our job is to make sure this is what you promised. We're not asking you anything new or anything extra. We're saying rescue the people. That's what you promised. This break, Crime Stopper, we'll be right back.
My musical. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hand for the right authority. Well, it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see you must take it. And I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Okay. Welcome back, folks. Just quickly. Okay. To run over. This situation at the Guinean border has taken different shape and turn, and it continues to affect our country in different ways. And the team from OKFM and other outlets reached as far as the border area there. And there were these reports alleging a situation along the Kwadu Boni side there that has turned out to be false, malicious, and of course, unfounded. So that's why it's very important to be sure when you're hearing these things. Sometimes, like I've always said, these bloggers are out there for views, likes, and to just create a scene. Sometimes you need to be very wary of the sources that you rely on for information is important in these kinds of crisis period, or in these kinds of very concerning moment. You don't just grab anywhere and run away. It has to be an accountable source, right? But as soon as you skip in Facebook, you see something. Oh, mama, there's that. Then you put the man BP up. Oh, papa, they post it in a situation, right? I do not think there is a real need to panic. For the most part, yes, it's concerning, but the concern is not beyond our reach to resolve as a country. And I always like to assure my listeners on this. The concern with the matter at the border is not to the extent that it cannot be controlled, right? It can be controlled both ways. It is just the degree of dishonesty from our government that's getting us all these things. But at the end of the day, they're going to come to you and tell you that this is what it is. They're simply buying time for fearing the political backlash. And that's always going to be political backlash. Let's take, for example, during the CDC era, right? When things became difficult, fiscal-wise, revenue screen, and, extended sources dry out, OMIL pull out, and all of that. So extra money weren't available anymore. The government needed to adjust radically, right? It was a profound economic decision or choice they made from a governance perspective. But again, it had political backlash. But you had to take it. What was that? They introduced austerity affecting salaries through the harmonization. They had to restructure the salaries of public sector workers, right? Under the harmonization scheme, affecting many government employees. And there were impeding political backlash. But as a genuine and responsible government, you have to take the risks. You have to do it, especially if that is the option that you have on the table. You have to do it. So and when they did it, they admitted that yes, they did it. And they kept saying it, but providing explanation for why harmonization was necessary. Whether the population will agree, whether those affected will agree or not, but you have to do it. And you have to have convincing. That's why before a government takes a decision in a particular matter, they have to make sure that they exhaust all of the relevant and available processes. So that when it is time to confront the population, you have sufficient information to do so. Not by insult, not by what Jeremy Pierre is doing, being very rude and disrespectful to the citizens and talking about volunteering to go fight. Is that even your conclusion as a government? Is it the conclusion of the government that we're at war and we have to go to war? We're short on manpower. So since you think we're not doing our best, you can volunteer to go fight? I believe that comment by the information minister gave rise to all of the comments we're hearing from these belligerent, malicious ex-combatants that are coming up all over the place. The one from Nimba, the one from Botniki, the one from General Colley, and all the other people are saying, oh yes, because what? The information minister said that people should volunteer. So the brothers are volunteering now. The brothers are volunteering. So you have re-energized the ex-combatant base. You have re-energized the militia base. You have re-energized. That's why public office, public servant has got to be very responsible in their utterances. You have to deactivate that campaign posture. You have to. The matter at hand is not a CDC versus Unity Party thing. You don't talk loosely, irresponsibly, just anyhow. Because it's just like what is happening in the US. First of all, you have to understand the weight of the office that you occupy. Do you know what it means for a man occupying the Oval Office to be saying one thing and then the population is capable of identifying another thing at the same time on the same subject, right? So you have to understand the magnitude of the office and the power that it carries. Then you know that when you are speaking, how responsibly you have to speak, right? The official spokesperson of the Liberian government, it's no joke, on a serious border matter, right? Addressing the nation, and you bring no degree of seriousness to it. You think the people just jump from the blue and demanding insults and being critical and expressing fear, right? The old people in Lofa are complaining. They say our farm, our rice are spoiling, this, that. Famine will just come upon us if this thing prolonged, right? What assurance are you giving as a government spokesman to the people in Lofa and the rest of the country, even those in the diaspora? Responsible communication, right? Talk to us. What the plan do you have as a government? What have you done so far? What has that yielded as a result of what you've done? What have the government achieved in that process? Communicate your achievements, right? And the extra efforts you're making, the interventions you have planned, and how you're going about that, and give assurances to the people. But when you, as the official spokesman of the government, start to say, you're making noise, you're just on Facebook, you're talking, this, that, you think the country for your own? People have concern to be worried. People have businesses here. People have investment. People have built their lives. If anything go haywire, it affects everybody. So every Liberian citizen that raising issue has a genuine basis to raise those issues. And it is your responsibility. That's what you're being paid. All the gold you have all on your neck and everywhere, it is our tax dollars that we are paying you, right? However decent you appear today, however good you look today, is because the Liberian people money in you. So it is your responsibility to address their concerns, no matter how awkward it sounds. You have to. If you don't, you should leave public service and go do private job. Nobody will come to your door to ask you anything. Nobody will raise concern. It's utterly irresponsible to speak to your citizens in such a disdainful manner, a disrespectful manner. And somebody thinks it's normal. You're telling the people, you're telling the people, oh, you're volunteer, then we'll get your gun. What about those who pay to tow gun and mine the territories? So that means you're failed? How about the man who took oath to defend the territorial integrity? He failed before you want volunteer to go protect it? And met to the failure now. The man who took oath, among other in the country, the man say he has the experience. He went, he mounted the podium. He got administered the oath to defend the laws and the territorial integrity of this country. Then you say we must go volunteer? Even if we have to volunteer, is that the way to say it? Tell us the effort you've exhausted. Yes, the war reaches a point where citizens have to come. And that's what courses like ROTC and other things are taught. Reserve officer training course, right? To educate the citizens on basic, military, what have you. I don't know to what extent it's effective, but those are the essence. Some small things, the structure, the ordering of the army, blah, blah, blah. Who is this? What's the level? And, and all that. So in the event where the country needs us, when we come in, we don't go like, blindfolded, people in something. Yeah, we understand small thing, but structure, and then they carry you, do some small drill, blah, blah, and then you stand to defend your country. But behind those with the actual training and the responsibility. So that statement was reckless. But this is not the first time. That guy is known for being reckless in his utterances. Now, a Liberian lawmaker, you may dislike Yeke or whatever, but he sits in a position where he's privy to a lot of things that you do not. sometimes you just jump up and you start hating people, right? First of all, you need to understand Yeke is a critic of the government. Ever since they brought the government on us, they brought the embarrassment. He saw it far off. It's like after the election, Yeke went to bed, he dreamed, and he saw it that this was a disaster. And then he woke up, he sounded the alarm and things were not. So he take him from inside. And ever since he became a critic. So where in the world a critic of the government is expected to be serving milk and tea, irrespective. Let's look at the Iranian situation. Let's look at Iran, right? Up to now, that even civilian infrastructure, state infrastructures are being targeted, right? Are being targeted by Israeli bombing. And even in Israel, while the country is at war, there are opposition in the place there, stay opposing Netanyahu, and of course, they share leadership in Iran. So opposition will always be opposition. They will always find reasons to say what they have to say. Because they will always believe that the policy of the government of the day is responsible primarily for whatever the country is experiencing. And they will speak and find supporting argument to that. And you are so weak and lazy, you think you can run this country by blackmailing and defaming other people because of their stance against you, when you, your very self, held your own ground against other people before? You're dead wrong. It's going nowhere. So the call for Yeke removal is stupid. And it's making no sense. If there must be any call for any removal because the treatment of the case or the situation at the border has not satisfied the citizens of this country, then that call has to be made to the executive mansion. The commander-in-chief has to leave. Look at the AFL is demoralized. In all of this, have you asked yourself how the AFL left the border? How come in all of this we're not seeing them? But we all remember that fateful day. I think 3 or 4 days after the guys crossed, right? When the AFL left, Cool FM did a nighttime video coverage of the guys when they were leaving to go. And we all saw them when they took deployment there. Moments after the president concluded his meeting in Conakry, do you know how the AFL left the border? Do you know under what arrangement the AFL would do? Eh? You sit down, you see the real thing, you leave it. And you'll be jumping to trivial matters, unnecessary things. That is dishonesty to yourself. And to fix issue, you have to be genuine, sincere, and truthful to the real issue. Call it out. Then when the man call it out, the man said, but I have been saying it here before Yeke came. I've been saying it here. I've just been measured in my conversation about it because I'm sensitive to national security issue, and in spite of my disagreement, I am from a professional background. I'm doing a professional piece of job. So I'm guided by ethics, right? I can say the same thing, but in a different way. How many times have I told you here that the government of Liberia ceded to Conakry, to Guinea? And consequence of that, as per the definition of returning to status quo versus what we saw in actuality, right? We saw the withdrawal of Liberian troops from the border point there in Solomba in war to the immigration checkpoint, right? That is returning to what? Status quo ante. And then we saw the Guinean crossing beyond and coming to what was previously occupied by Liberia. And they have been there for over 2, 3, 4 days now. 2 days after they crossed, we saw their custom and immigration coming beyond. So what is that to you? What's your confusion? Right? Where is it? If Yeke says that, you say, oh, you impinge Yeke? You got to remove Yeke? Right? If we are not pleased as a country collectively, if anybody has failed us and anybody has created a situation, it has to be the president. Because first of all, the president lied under oath and misled the country. How? Let me tell you that. The president said in his briefing that the movement of military people along the border after the meeting in that place in Conakry was part of the withdrawal exercise or exercises. Subsequent to the president remark in that light, we saw further deployment inward or to outside of the border, previously occupied by Liberia. We saw, aside from military people now, we start seeing what? Immigration people coming, Guinean immigration, Guinean custom. And once you see that coming, where do you see that? Point of entry. Where it's declared as point of entry is where these people come and pull their depots. So that means the president lied that those movements that we were seeing was withdrawal. It wasn't withdrawal. If withdrawal was in any sense, it was withdrawal for Liberia. Then that means Liberia was the one occupying a place that does not belong to Liberia in keeping with what Bouaga agreed on. Then he said, you cannot. On the matter of, the president is engaging diplomatically, and so you got to get the president, you got to tell the president, thank you for not choosing, and confrontation or this, that, blah, blah, blah. And that is out of limitation to say. Who tell you in diplomacy means you must ignore your right? Who define diplomacy to mean that one? In the first place, right? In mediation, negotiations, on a diplomatic framework, is a give and take. You don't go to diplomatic table to take everything. No, who told you that? So if you say the president implementing diplomacy now, right? Before now, what was the situation? And can we define what is happening at the border as a 50-50? Well, what's the win-win? What did Liberia give? What did we take? In the essence of what we expected and what the people along the border have been saying. So what did we get? So what was it we got from Conakry? In fact, we got the burden and the responsibility to come and make sure we put our people under control. That they do not bully, they do not throw stone, right? They do not insult the Guinean officers. When they see them, they shouldn't talk to them. That if you even want to go to your house, your previously held home on that side of the border, you must come, an immigration officer or a police officer must escort you. That will be an indication to the police that your movement along that place is not confrontational. Doesn't that ring a bell to you? Doesn't that say something to you? That everything will draw be about blah, blah, blah. Then you got to go back to the classroom. Right? This is it. Our government, to the best of its ability, to the best of its capacity, have resolved the matter. And this is the outcome of what their resolution means. But that is one thing. It is also another thing to see whether the citizenry are satisfied and pleased with the level of resolution. And the government must be able to communicate effectively to ensure that the citizens are able to share the meaning of their resolution in the matter. Then that's how calm can return to the place. So you always have issues. People will always come because the poor are confused, they're heter-scatter. So this strategy of the government to allow the situation to calm itself, right? As much as somebody may think that is effective, but it is creating more panic. It's hard time you speak exactly what it is. And because guess what? And the Guinean Defense Ministry continue to give reasons for why we keep seeing additional enforcement or reinforcement of manpower along the border. They say they have their own national security concern, right? Guinea claims and security measures. They say it's because they have observed cross-border threats, illegal trafficking, infiltration risks. The Guinea Defense Ministry that posted this. So to address those ones, that's how they keep sending more people. Beyond that, they say people may be crossing the border illegally. Remember now, Guinea is a junta government. They say now, the government that saw the people there, they came to power through military takeover. So they have people outside. They're always worried. They're always scared. They're on the edge. You understand? So people may be crossing the border illegally. So the shadows are haunting them. They feel like, any kind of movement is a threat to them. By the time you have civilian democratic government over there, we never had these kinds of things. Not using, so when they say these crossings, people are not using the official checkpoints. So because of that, all the other unofficial small checkpoints, they're making heavy deployment there to curtail illegal crossing, border crossing. Moving between Liberia and Guinea without control. So they're making additional deployment to control movement between Liberia and Guinea. They say there could be illegal trade or trafficking, smuggling goods, fuel, food, minerals, etc. Guinea and their defense people, they have concern that these unregulated entry points, there could be smuggling going on. Possibly moving things the government does not approve. At the end of the day, that made them really scared, thinking that people will be entering with some different things. Unknown or suspicious people entering Guinea. Like I said, the system and the people there are afraid that other people who are not pleased with them, other Guineans who are outside are not pleased. You saw the statement from Cellou Dalein Diallo, the opposition leader in Guinea. Right? Like I said, your country can be at war. Opposition people will still be beating on the government. So it's not unique. And then you say, because Yeke spoke in your capacity as government critic, so you should remove Yeke. For what? Nobody's going to remove Yeke. You have no basis. And when you do that, you're only going to be increasing more pressure on yourself. So you'll leave Yeke. The same way other people left Yeke, you got to leave him. What are they saying they will do? So what are the Guineans saying they will do? They will strengthen border security, more soldiers, more patrol, take strict action. They will stop illegal crossing, crack down on smuggling, right? 3, be less flexible. So the Guineans are saying to the borders now, they will be less flexible. Troops are under intense pressure to meet expectations without error. This is it. So for those that are troubled and concerned and confused, genuinely and rightfully so, as to why they keep bringing their stuff, but they get their stuff, we get our stuff too now. Are we afraid? And who told you, even if we want to go to war with Guinea, we need born naked to go to war? We don't need born naked to go to war. We go to war with our army. Our commander-in-chief will lead us on the battlefield. And you see in Ukraine, Zelensky can lead the troop. Our commander-in-chief will not fuel the Putin or Netanyahu, who will be hiding in the bunker. And then the people will be going. So our commander-in-chief will be in front, will be leading from the front. But look, man, I don't know, Mr. President, this thing is taking a lot of time. We need to find a way past it, right? If you still need to communicate to your Guinean counterpart, if their actions are creating fear for our people, they have to de-escalate that, right? We equally will not tolerate intimidation. We will not sit there and be intimidated and be frightened. Our country must not be at the end of, accepting just anything because somebody think they're powerful and they have military equipment and they come and create panics for our people. No, our people don't need it. And lastly, on this point, lead out for the 8-hour team war, Richard Kun and Fala go do in Foya. So Richard Kun and Fala, you see, so why you went Foya now? The men not cross and go back. So the way all of you getting that convoy, you take BB card and you just show yourself, you go we are. You see how you're making the country to look. How you're making this thing here, everybody about on it. You know, see, send that thing happen. You know, see Guinea sous-prefect, I don't know how they can call it, sous-prefect coming there. Not even before I said the prefect or the prefect coming. I think superintendent, equivalent of superintendent or deputy superintendent. They both not even come. They've left it exclusively to, those and the agency and the institution are responsible. So because they have trust in them and they're working from the back, supporting them. So why we can support our army people now? Why we can support our Ministry of Defense? When you hear people coming from Conakry to go there, they put from the defense, put from the ministry, from the military, and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, Jomo, whole country. Just to justify eating, chopping your jump. You take BB card and you go there. All of you. So why you say you're educated, you're civilized, you're very experienced in government business, how you running the country, the small children? The small children, high school government, and second be organized more than the way you're running the country. Speaker, Deputy Speaker, with a money gobblers. All of them, they go there. And guess what? Where they stop? They stop right to the immigration checkpoint. They didn't even cross. They didn't even see the Mancuna Road there, but I challenge any of them. So what y'all going to go do then? Y'all go there. Bele, Guinea, police, army men, Bele, Bush men. Say you can't imagine our old people. That mean all eating show on you say you can't even go. Yeah, so that kind of extra force you're wearing now. You're supposed to go. What kind of confidence you get to go see the things that you could sit down right up Capitol Hill here, invite the disaster management agency to ascertain why, in the face of what's going on, what kind of intervention they are making. To invite the LRRC based on the briefing the president provided for you. Ask the Senate. The Senate has been briefed in full. The Senate is briefed. They know what's up. But they're treating it as a national security conversation, and they will not disclose it. It's classified. So they will not disclose it. But they've been briefed. And I respect it. But equally, we must compel intervention to give hope and assurance to our people along the border. And then we'll come back to the misruled stealings and corruption that's going on in town here, and let's fix our issues. Oh, you're using the Guinea noise thing to be having free ride transportation going over the roof. Lawmakers saying on there, they're fighting for gas slip and things that when people suffering. Nobody's talking for them. Right? Let's hear you, man. 86 104 104. 086 500 104 0776 104 104 are the numbers to call. For those of you in the diaspora, let's hear you. What's your take? Good morning.
Good morning, my brother. How you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah, this is Esmoka, and I'm the visiting chair pushing for the return of President We are 2029. You know, I like how you discuss the issue. Like AD has always said that Abu is versatile when you talk about diplomacy. And that is a side. So it coincides with reconciliation. How are we supposed to be talking when nothing is being considered? So if the river was the contentious issue,
Why not stay at the river until we discuss? But see you moving in, claiming more land, taking more time in villages, people are displaced. Then we sit there then we sit there claim that government is engaging in a diplomatic way. No.
Diplomatic
When
way.
you talk about AFL, the very day the president takes down some of the guys that were around really, the David King. He said he saw the AFL fall. Passing the rail line, going back to their barrier. So what are they doing? You can come and tour. People feel they will not vote for you again. That would you the passing one crazy year. If you go come from different districts and register to vote for you again to insult, why I got come from district 5 and go to district 10 to go register and vote for you again? Why you think so? But that's not what we're discussing now. We are looking at national security. We already happy over there. The president was not fair. He didn't give all the rightful information. He gave misleading information. Has he mortgaged our country? Because in fact, there is information that the foreign minister even advised the president not to make that trick. Because the request was that they should have mixed in articles. But they got in getting refused for the meeting to go over there that they should go to him. And when they went to him after the meeting, you saw the poster when they were walking on the city president, if you watch that video, those that see it, they explained it to me, they clearly forget that they were not finding discussion that took place between those three presidents. Go and watch the video. When you talk about people say government responsible, and that was irresponsible government that was in power, they have sent it toys to the border and all that kind of stuff. Then the government can't clear. If they tell us that they are giving the play up to the Guineans, we will relax and wait for time to come.
And focus on other issues. I agree. Thank you, my brother. And here's the thing. So, I mean, every say from the get-go and the meeting, because when at the conclusive point, when diplomacy conclude, that's when you enter into treaties, communicate, and you sign, and, resolutions and what have you. That's going to be the joint understanding. So the diplomacy thing finished nonsense. So now whatever we are experiencing is the result of the diplomatic process that happened. So for somebody to stay put you under the impression that as things are going on, they still doing diplomacy, they're lying to you. They're not doing any diplomacy. Finished. They already signed a communique. They concluded on a diplomatic note. The understanding was reached between them. And then when that understanding was reached, and I see you say, oh, we thank the government. So what are you thinking? I keep telling you, what are you thanking the government for? For as long as we are not pleased with the outcome, I cannot thank the government. If we are pleased with the outcome, then we can say, oh yeah, thank you at least. Yeah. But the fact that the outcome happened and we are not pleased, we are still raising issue. You take the microphone to Lofa, the towns and villages there, they're still concerned. Then why are you thanking the government? So those of you who say, oh, we won't thank the president, and you're not addressing it. But what option he has? So you pretty much tell me what other option he has. Right? The option he had was to compromise, and that's exactly what he did. Because I do not see, right, what actually was put on the table was the win-win from it. Okay. There were issues, confrontations over the river. We won't share the river. Was the river shared between our two countries? If that was done, then we thank the president. Okay, let's say the river wasn't shared. The river goes to the people, right? But again, at least we achieved the fact that the people went across as our citizens braved the storm and hoisted our flag, right? Trying to ensure that land remained ours. If our government had engaged in spite of whatever agreement the Guinean talked about and make compelling diplomatic case and and speak, because diplomacy has transcended now, is people-centered, and that's what you see state institutions are interacting with each other. There's a diplomatic relations between the armed forces of Liberia and the armed forces of Guinea, the Ministry of Defense of Liberia, the Ministry of Defense of Guinea. And that's why at the ECOWAS level, you have this ministerial council. They meet there. The different heads of ministry, different heads of defense, blah, blah, blah. They meet at different level, different point. They have interactions. They share note. So they're working together. They're not at all. They're working together. So there's a degree of understanding, right? And you saw our army being withdrew from the place because the presence of our army, from what we've gathered from the Guinean side, was seen as a mark of confrontation. So we had to withdraw them and deploy civilian and border patrol people there. So when you go there now, on our side, right, most likely you'll see immigration and police. You'll not see the army. Do you know what degree of diplomacy that results to that? So why you have a government that lies, that's dishonest, that's not telling you the truth, that putting you on your edge and making you to say all kinds of things and giving the opportunity to rebels, and rebels are issuing statements, they're issuing threat and things. It could further escalate. Is that what the government wants? Do you want to escalate the situation? Because that would be demonstrating. Because most of these rebels that are talking are rebels that are in line with the government. Bodneke runs a rescue, it's a rescue army, right? Defending the government and stuff. It's their secret, operative mercenaries. That's what they do. So they're aware, and the man says that. And these people have intelligence. The same way Liberia is supposed to have intelligence in Guinea, picking up on and knowing exactly. But now, that's what we're supposed to be doing. In Gegedu and other places, we're supposed to have intelligent people there sending in, cables and stuff. And then you will expect that the Guinean too will have it here. They'll be picking up. So we got to treat these things cautiously. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, for some security reason, can you permit me now to call my name?
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. You see, the Liberian people need to be very open and have that vision. From the initial stage, this woman told us that he was dancing with the devil. No matter what it takes, he will dance with the devil to achieve his goal. So this is one of the goals being achieved by President Boakai. For the fact that our people stood their ground with their bare hands and they were able to raise the flag of Liberia, which denied those people the right of possessing our place. They went back across that river.
Yeah.
Immediately the identical troop went back across the river. That was the time for EFL to deploy. But there is some other thing. That's the reason why.
Because my brother, our people did that, right, with their bare hands. Yes. So when our people finish doing what we all, to some extent, said was heroic, our government went and told them to stand down. So y'all go behind, we can't eat from. And then they put the flag down, they took the flag. It is our government that took the flag and brought the flag back. So y'all gotta understand. Good morning. Good morning. Morning, sir.
Thank you very much. I will share for your dedication to your district. Let me be clear this morning. We left government and president for sustainable reason and purpose. Those who say the same problem that we cannot solve ourselves, government should be able to solve them for us. In this case, the government is still on a massive scale. There is no problem that this government has solved, whether it's economic problem, political problem, or security problem. And it's obviously them just in the world that only will lead our own, you will come here. They are young people saying they are all military things. The similar things War, you're starting war. War that is now, you are the other strategy. You are over war. But for you, myself, somebody is on our lap.
All that thing that scan, you see, Labour is a member on the UN non-permanent seat Security Council. This is nonsense. Who told you by acceding to the non-permanent seat means you can compromise your country's sovereignty or territorial integrity? You create a picture as if to say you are using diplomacy to excuse, an egregious abandonment of your fundamental responsibility to the country. That is absolutely absurd. And it has no place in diplomacy. Absolutely. It's a terrible cover-up lies. Playing on the ignorance of the people and using diplomacy as a diplomacy word. Diplomacy is a platform to reaffirm statehood and state sovereignty. Not to undermine, undercut, or accept territorial infringement. No, nobody tells you that diplomacy afford you that platform. Where? Where? Okay, America is a member of is a permanent member of the Security Council of the United Nations. America is going to war because America feels actions in the Middle East threaten its foreign policy and, of course, national security interests. America will say, "Oh no, we are a member of the." Russia is in Ukraine and has been bombing and killing. For what? You better stop that thing and start misleading our people and do the right thing and say it as it is. The same thing you're doing with the gas business. Start spanking your bring on brush you get 25 latches. Because the country won't go into war now. We'll be flocking somewhere out there, okay? Brush you get 25 pounds. Don't get very okay. Some people in South Beach will come back. They can just small all the we'll hang out together with something. But I just unity party put on bring division. Yeah, but that just the one that bring division. Every now we get issue in the place. But let's take a break. And of course, we'll come back. We'll close up with our dear Imam and say a few things, and then we move and close up for today. This break.
Musical. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you report it. Don't take law in your hands for the right authority. That it can't take your law in. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human talking, I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Okay, Crime Stopper Liberia. Let me bring that one down because of time. Too many things to cover. And so yesterday I had some family members, the Gray family from the Johnsonville area there, and talking about our land. And along the process, the interview, and of course, I'm opening the lines. Mr. Bobby Wayfield called in from the office of Senator Sir Joseph and PAP's political leader and presidential hopeful, Sir Joseph, right? He called in to say that the claims and the conversations the guys were making were untrue, and that they had the facts. Remember, he promised to be here on today. He did not show up. I called him finalize it, he said that because we owe it to you, so I got to tell you. He said that he was going to Conakry, right? That you're going to be in Conakry today, so you can't be here. But then he said you'll be here tomorrow. So precondition to that was on yesterday he was going to send me all the documents. They're part of the document. And I'd like to report to you that SAR office did not send me any counter document to what the guys said or presented. So these are the documents. That's the reason why I brought a minute on the document copy. All the minute document copies here. You see? So the moment and people are going to send it now, then me I let it be fair in my team. I look at the minute I look at your own. I put it up. We all see it. Nobody going to tell their friends, say, oh, they may lie on me, blah, blah, blah. We call the case right here in the Code of Public Opinion. So that is that. It's important for our people to know because the whole land grab and issues been going on in the country. So the guys announced a massive eviction and demolition exercise in that Lower Johnsonville, Mount Barkley, Nimba United area, affecting up to 200 homes, right? Limang Bowie, and a host of other permanent sons and daughters of this country have all got property on the land. So SAR office decided to say they will come in. They did not come, but let's see how tomorrow becomes. If they come, fine. And if they don't, it's up to you to know what is going on. So, and then I stumbled across something where, Emmanuel Gonkwe is saying, I know all kinds of things, but you don't take Emmanuel seriously. Emmanuel was part of those organizing militias to harass our people to vote for Unity Party and Mr. Boakai. So everything he says is a blatant lie. People like that, they speak because certain expectation they have is not coming forth and then they want a big issue. Do you know what it means to take militia, put them in red clothes, harassing towns and villages, right? With machetes, going after our people, comparing them to vote for Unity Party, and then you come back and tell us, oh, Unity Party have not lived. No, they're not true. We have our own messengers. We're not listening to you. You don't take it seriously. And then last, let me go to Ente Yatta. And Ente Yatta have posted something somebody shared. Yesterday I shared something about the First Lady in Sierra Leone, Fatima Bio, has been invited to the U.S. for a U.S. government interactive summit or section, right? So then I wonder why, with the relationship between Liberia and the U.S., that our own First Lady wasn't invited. I tried to ask whether she wasn't invited, and from the look of things, it's apparent that she did not get an invitation. We've not seen our First Lady making these kinds of valuable travels and all of that. She just talked in that office. And so this is what she says. Class, competence, and commitment. Behind every great movement is a woman meticulously reviewing the details. So Mayata is saying now in a mansion, whole day reviewing details. Her fellow First Lady going to Washington, they're getting involved with global debate, regional conversations, and impacting children, women, the elderly, performing their vision and ideas. She's saying now, taking newspaper, opening it, say, oh, that class, that competent, and behind every great movement is a woman meticulously reviewing. So you're saying now, meticulously reviewing your friend, shaping the war. Their contributions and their submissions are helping to shape the war, right? Fatima Bio is going to the U.S. and other regional First Ladies are going. You say now, yeah, whole day, you're passing around, you say, meticulous what? So you meticulously reviewing the detail for your land going, for a lady. And you see the play the problem can come. You say, the people experience. You say, Mayata, all right. You fight the other woman, because you say, oh, she's not Liberian, blah, blah, blah. You say, Mayata. Mayata can't there. Mayata say, she ain't got what to do. She just saying, reviewing. She not only reviewing meticulously on the for your land and come and go. Gap go up. So they are on a reviewing detail. What you doing meticulously? I don't know if you're not doing it at all. So what will be happening in the country? The boy will wipe the whole loafer. Then gap will go all the way to 2000. Because you're doing it meticulously that, hey, yo, when you're not doing it meticulously, you're not taking your time to do it. So she's saying she can reveal the thing and she gave the paper and Sleepy Joe, and then Sleepy Joe too can go Conakry and tell the boss, say, oh, yeah, go take it, we'll go bring our flare back. Oh, Excellency, for a lady, Katumu Yatabuakai is captured in a moment of quiet focus. This is what the beginning like a ready thing and ready made phone all of Mayata. Hey, Mayata. But Ali, the other picture already small, the makeup, not plenty. The woman leaving the makeup for the small one. Yeah, they want. I didn't. The new makeup artist is doing well on my Oma. But one other picture I get from my Oma. You must tell the Oma, my Oma, Mayata. And my own Oma getting the government. Anybody make fun all of Mayata. That one you get issue. I get serious issue with you. Anybody bring something around Mayata. You see how the Oma, for the way when she wear yellow, the Oma like yellow beneath. Anytime she wear clothes, she gotta put small yellow inside. And then the fire maker after the hair, or just take yellow powder and waste it on her face. You can't even see your eyeball yellow. Oh, the thing is a bit ugly, but at least they won't looking orange. And you see, they want a family talking. But you see the other picture I get from my Oma. That only my own. See the other person. See the other person what go do my Oma lady. But I think it will not happen next time. So they want to not meticulous my Oma, right? Let me just skim over what the conference that Mother Bio wife is going to attend. Young lady, way younger than you see, cacking, relaxing. The world recognize her. The world sees her. The world follow her. But Mayata, we've been hearing Mayata was selling donuts. So what? All donut seller and co-water seller get to go contribute in Washington to global issue. Apparently, because people got to look at a track record and see what you can contribute and then they invite you. So, First Lady Fatima Bio, as I depart Sierra Leone to honor this invitation, it is with great honor and a deep sense of responsibility that I accept the opportunity to join the Global Coalition Summit, fostering the future together at the White House, Washington, D.C. Mayata saying in the player. So all the women, I know what they hope for you. Mother Bio, no what? Mayata saying I'm putting makeup, yellow clothes, red clothes, green makeup, green clothes. That the first lady will get. All other first ladies are making strides. I am profoundly pleased to stand as a voice for Africa. Where are on Mayata will be say Mayata can 3 year counting. We see where Mayata now represent Labo before we talk about represent Africa. So I know Babati, small children, birthday party, also can be going to in Ghana and other places of the friend again, the children wedding, they see Mayata go there. Right? I mean, what is the truth? Against the God say the truth. Representing not only our continent, but the millions of children whose future depend on the choices we make today. First lady. You see, kind of thing first ladies are supposed to be involved with. And you see, former first lady, what she invested in the children, right? The orphanage. I don't know, first lady. She said she reviewed meticulously and sent the letter to her husband. Tell her husband, say, they must go politicize that one and take it. So they posting all that records. But the other former donor and co-water seller can't really talk for children and teenagers. So you gotta leave. They'll be saying that meticulously being on the other side. The safety and dignity and well-being of our children. Thus, finally, Mayata. As Africa continues to embrace technology as a tool for education, innovation, and opportunity, we must also confront the growing risks within the digital space. When will Mayata get involved with this kind of thing? What kind of idea that donor and co-author experience going share? I know the children who say Mayata usually selling donor and co-author in reality. I don't know. Me, I see it, but if you say that what you usually be selling there, you can't use that kind of experience on global platform. No, nobody invited to kind of summit like that. But anyway, let me leave my open small. Okay, folks, welcome. We're about to go now, but again, recently the chief imam of Liberia has been in the news. And I like to maintain that in a country where we are very religious, irrespective whether Christian or Muslims, we espouse religion very profoundly, and religion makes the center of most of what we do as a people, times in and out. Liberians have always cleaved, to religion as the way to solving all of our problems. So respect our religious leaders very well. To the point where others believe that elements are using religion to keep our people down. Because for the fact that our people are extremely God-fearing and they believe in religion, so it is easier to use religion as a tool to get them, to lure them into things without investigation and, of course, proper evaluation. And they accept. So they accept everything on face value once it comes from a religious person. And the country has been entrapped that way for many, many years. But then counting from other perspectives, we're still not seeing even upgrade into moral uprightness of the society. Morality-wise will remain low in spite of the extreme and heightened religiosity in the country. We still have prostitution on the increase. We still have, even homosexuality is making inroad in the society. It has become a taboo topic. People can't talk about it, but it's going on in the country, right? These are the subject matter you expect that religiosity will be emphasized on, because it has got to do with threatening the moral fabric and walls of our society. But most of our modern day, today religious leaders, whether Christian or Muslims, have grown more interested in the politics and the government or the governance of the day, which isn't entirely a bad thing, right? But then one would expect their involvement and intervention to be, to be centralized. What do I mean by that? To be twin model, to be in the middle, right? And strike the balance. Because they are not moved by political and benefits or dividends. Rather, they are moved by scriptural instructions. They are moved by their teaching, right? By the respective books for which they believe on what governance, leadership, humanity, fairness, objectivities are supposed to be. These are the principles that will inform their involvement into politics. Consistency, and all of that. But what we've noticed recently is a sharp contradiction and an attempt to invade that disgraceful and embarrassing contradiction. People are attempting to be intellectual with it. Intellectual, and then when you start to be intellectual with it, then we try to be intellectual in our evaluation as to your position. That's what we do, without fear, without any stoppage. That's what we do, right? So now, weeks before now, when the government of Liberia embarked, this government, United Party government of Liberia, embarked on its Ramadan ration to select mosques in the country. Contrary to the position and what we know the chief imam, that person, Ali Krai, to be, that strong voice who believe that rights and gifts cannot substitute human rights. Fundamentally guaranteed constitutional rights of the people cannot be substituted with government and gestures, rights, donation, and cash during Ramadan. Beyond that is about recognizing the spiritual and, of course, religious importance of the people and dignifying them, and giving them an opportunity. That's what we've known. Those were the tunes of Imam Krai. Not that when he said it, then people did not need rice, or people did not need this assistance. right? But most people hooked to his argument then because they felt for far too long, right? There's been a degree of imbalance, and we needed to speak and strike the balance. So even people from Christendom in Liberia who are equally, moderate and liberal to realizing that we're just one people, and of course, at that very crucial moment, we equally would love to spend time with our families. And all that. Say, oh yeah, but that man is making a compelling argument because he's basing it on the law. He's basing it on morality. He's basing it on objectivity and all of that. So yeah, he's saying a good thing. At that point, members of the government and of course people supporting the government felt offended, felt that the value of their gesture is being reduced to nothing based on the argument that's being put forth, so that the population, the degree of effect that they thought they would have, garnered out of that is being watered down because a lead man in the faith has condemned it. That was a condemnation. That we don't need it. That's not what we are asking you for. What we're asking you for is to use your office, your good office, and your authority to recognize the equality and be fair and just, and grant us holiday, just as other days are set aside, honoring, right, Christian festivity in the country. We need that. So people, oh, yeah, genuine advocate. This man, no, all the other past, and Islamic leaders and things, they've been scared. This has been a taboo topic. We're afraid when we do it, blah, blah, blah. But this man braved the storm. People saw him like a hero, and he gained a lot of, followership because of that. Not knowing that beyond that loud advocacy was a hidden motive that will be uncovered subsequently when his darling Unity Party wins the presidency and comes back to power. And God being God, letting time to reveal the truth for mankind to see it, right? And be taught, God said, this is going to happen. I want to test my servant. So God made the election to go in the favor of the Unity Party, a party for which Imam Krayi dearly loved, just as Bishop Kotu Brown and Bishop Reeves, Reverend Reeves. So they are the very, elite prelates in the country, irrespective. They for some other elitist reasons, they are Unity partisans, which is their rights. But again, to be seen as men of God for everybody. So sometimes it becomes like that. So how other people in other parties see you? Do they see you as interceding on their behalf as well? It becomes a question. You can't fight them if they don't recognize you because you've already taken a political side. So they won. They jubilated, they celebrated, they won, they attended all the programs, they were happy that the Unity Party has won. But the moral community was still expecting, in fact, was even more hopeful that the proximity now to power will make it easier for the advocates to yield result. Year one came and passed, perpetual silence. Year two, graveyard silence, cemetery silence. The silence was loud and spoke very loud. Nobody's hearing. So people say, okay, but then what's going on? Then the one that broke the camel's back, when we all witnessed the very man that criticized and condemned gifting rights to Muslims, instead of declaring holidays for them to celebrate, the man was seen, right, leading and driving behind the truck from one mosque to the other mosque, distributing. So from an advocate for Muslim holiday to a rights distributor, from a man who criticized and condemned rights to the man distributing rights and telling the people, your e-rest, that rest your need, your e-rest. That was Islam. But that was a very profound revelation from God to all of us. Now look, not everybody you see yelling, people sometimes get ulterior motives. And Imam Kari is one such person. Imam Kari is a politician, but he is an imam also. You have to respect the fact that he's an imam, but he is also a politician, right? So he has his political consideration. On one occasion, the imam said, now that he has the ears of the president, to those saying, oh, the imam is not talking, blah, blah, blah. I say, now that he has the ears of the president, he's not going to use the microphone. That's the imam. So this one time he preached at the Eid prayer on Ramadan, on this the gone Friday. And when we expected that the imam message would be to what? To make amends and try to renew his advocacy and call, rather the imam, just like I predicted that his message was going to be divisive and pitting a section of the religious population against each other and making people to create that kind of a rivalry because he survives in division. That's him. That's how politicians operate. It's a divide and rule. It's a foolish ideology in politics. But other people aspire. They kind of apply that, and this is what the imam is doing. So he used that as a moment, right, not to rally the citizens and give assurance to them as to how his approach to advocating for holiday now is based on his position is a lot more, mutual and constructive, and he can assure that it will yield result to the very diplomatic using their own word that he's using. But rather, what did the imam do? The imam used the occasion to pit sectional war, division, ethnic rivalry, tribal bigotry, discrimination, igniting tension among a group of people feeling marginalized that need to consolidate more and work in unison, in togetherness, right? And then he sent out a message. But this has done nothing to the Ummah, right? It has only united the Ummah more. But what it has done is it has presented a picture of Imam himself and his true intentions to the people, for the people to know this man and know his mission. And you understand? The man said the reason why Muslim Eid has not been declared holiday in Liberia is because of tribal division. It's because of tribal division, which I disagree with fundamentally. Which I disagree with. The issue about rice are things that don't just happen instantaneously. I believe so. It has to be rationalized. People have to have conversation. You have to be persuasive. Because people got to be assured. People got to feel secure. People got to feel protected. People got to know that it is beneficiary and its benefits have to be communicated, and the important has to be communicated, and the community has to accept, and then it has to go through, and then go through all of the formality, and then it becomes, because it's going to affect the entire country. So the conversation has to meet, the acquiescence of everybody. That's what I think. Laws must reflect the entire society, right? But the man said no. But here's what I think. Imam Kari is not the advocate he pretended that he was, but rather Imam Kari is another man who used the scripture to achieve his ulterior political motives. Listen to this. Imam responding to critics now that he is a government official.
As long as the president grants us audience and we have the opportunity to discuss our issues with him politely and intelligently, we will have no cause to come in the public.
Let's go back.
No, we don't do that. No civilized people behave like that. So we have to be very clear. As long as the president grants us audience and we have the opportunity to discuss our issues with him politely and intelligently, we will have no cause to come in the public to be shouted. So on the issue of no, we don't do that. No,
okay. This one, the Imam saying is a cover up. Advocacy, once the objective of the advocacy has not been achieved, it remains. Okay, you may say the tune and all of that, but your critics are saying, why are you no longer advocating for Islamic holiday? So was it only to be in government or to have your party, your dear United Party in power, and then it's okay, right? And then you have all the support trooping into you. So you can no longer. Imam, we will continue to knock on you until one day you will say that nobody is like, and there is no way you can go anywhere and say, oh, I will in Lemon Benny, I will this, that. It's not true. Yourself, you know, that's not true. I don't get a problem with nobody in the country. But I get problem with the facts. What is the fact? We say you sheep, you say you sheep. You goat, you say you goat. The society know you to be goat, the society know you to be sheep. Everybody's saying, but I don't let schemers. No, I don't. It doesn't matter who you are. You see, the one we're talking a worldly issue, we're talking, they won't got no interference with. They don't say salvation through blind loyalty to, a prelate. No, in Christianity, salvation through faith. In Islam, salvation through faith and deeds. So judgment day when we're going to God, our deeds will be carrying, right? They're not our worship of our blind loyalty and worship of a prelate that we're going to show God. Oh God, me anywhere Imam Kari go, I went behind you. And Imam Kari or lying, say I was supporting you, I was defending you. So that God, no, go, look at that. No, I challenge, go. From as a Muslim, God's going to look at my deeds and the faith, right? Which we've espoused already, the Kalimat Shahada. We've testified that there is no God but Allah, and Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, is his messenger. Right? So we've affirmed that. And what are we doing? We are perfectly performing the obligations are these. Small, we're praying our salat, we're fasting, we're giving zakat, we're doing a small thing in keeping what Islam requires, so that what God will look at and judge us. So part of that also is our advocacy for humanity, for the welfare, equality, and well-being and decent treatment of the people. God will reward us for that, and God will reward us for speaking truth to power. For those who believe that they can use their position and privilege in society to silence and, of course, deny people's right. You say because you have the president here, so you're no longer going to talk. You're no longer coming in the public. So are you trying to indicate that in time past, right, you now have access to the presidency? Is that what you're trying to indicate, which is false and misleading? Every national events that are organized in this country, you are invited. We can call officials in this town in the previous administration that grant you unhindered access. But yes, you did not believe in the philosophy and ideology of that political party that was leading the country, which is your right. But that does not mean you should come and say other things. You use it against other people. You come your turn, you say you're not talking. So, fellow Liberians, friends, Muslim people, Christian people, Liberians from all walks of life, this man is a public servant. So we have to have a conversation now as to maybe our religious leader with me in our churches. They will be much more fair than when they enter public service. As soon Baka level 5 here, all people know each other. So you level 5 here and take all of them important on board. Send a go on board now. Nobody can touch you in the country again. Only Abu Shari and a few other young, brave journalists in the country that can touch you. All the other people compromise. They can 10 things upside down. When you go to the pastor, you say, oh, if you get very, say, man, I don't listen to the local radio again anymore. Right? You go to the church. Right? Pastor there. Lying for the government. You go to the mosque. Imam there. Lying for the government. You wait, you say, oh, gee, man, coming to you go listen, you providing cover up defense for the government, justifying the unjustifiable. Where are we going? When people who are placed in a position where they're not afraid of nobody, supposed to imagine me a thief in my town. What? Baka will be crawling because one thing when I fire one time, look at Imam Biko in Mali. And other imams in the sub-region and see the influence. The imams, you don't sell yourself cheap to politicians. You're not small people. You know what it means? That when the president don't need to know you, they don't need to be from your party, the fact that you chief imam, the fact that you council of churches head. You know what it means? Then your lady politician and they go for nothing, who are just passing around begging, be the one to be using you get that enormous power. Then you're allowed the good for nothing state liabilities and looters and criminals to be using you. Then you'll be doing all kind of things. God will use me to push you, right? To start doing the right thing. You already get God behind you. You're God people. The whole country is divided, Christian, Muslim. And then you leader for either of those set of people. Then you can't sit down, you can't want politicians. They're rogue then. Every day they're stealing, they're drinking, they're doing all kind of things, right? They're stealing, they're drinking, they're smoking. They're doing fornication, all kind of bad things. They're unclean, dirty people. That I want it, you can't look at, you can't put yourself in the public limelight for that kind of thing. Don't may we start bringing some people in the studio here to come start talking. And you know when me and follow behind things. Imam, we get some people there, they say they won't can't talk. We start bringing them, then your security are gonna say, oh, Abu, this, blah, blah. Me, I'll bring people who can't talk. Because as soon as people say me, I let to prove, I just bring victim. Then the real revolution will start now. To change some of you, move you from there and bring clean people. We get decent people. We get some imam them during election time, they receive everybody. Imam Masari right here in Clapton. You think Ali Cry, you the only imam in the country? You take position, you put on yourself. When the poor brother say, then you say, yeah, you do it like NGO. You won't move from there. That position for life. But you representing everybody. Then when you're not doing the right thing, people won't take action. Then you say, oh, they want not part of the Muslim Council. Who then? Councilor, Cabinet General. Why you allowed that kind of structure to happen? All because of politics. Because certain people did not elect Mufti Abubakar Sumaoro. You wanted to get at him. And you want to get at Sheikh Kafuma Kone and then other people. So that same politician went in the place. They just corrupt everything. They corrupt the church, they corrupt the mosque. So that what you see is there's a state failure in the country now. State failure. Let's take calls. And then we'll be out of it. 0776. So the remarks is untrue, it's unfounded, it's baseless. That's not the point. The point is you must continue to advocate for our holiday. That's what you said. Until we have it, until you've compromised. And if you have, then the Ummah deserve the right to ask you to leave. Go and be the politician that you want to be. You already have the platform now. You use the thing, and you be man in the UP building now. The whole country know you. Morning.
Good morning, brother Abu, and good morning to the Spirit family.
Morning.
Let me say I do join you from District 11, the most abandoned district in Mazara County. My name is Otis Barkley for the recognition.
Go ahead.
So, thank you for the topic of discussion. You see, Imam Krahi, the Council of Churches leader, those guys were there pushing politics in the means of saying they are twofold, but they are speaking the Bible. Imam Krayi was in the past regime. I've gone to a program where Imam Krayi was saying a lot of things. And I think you're talking about is happening in the United Party government. One day you hear Imam Krayi speaking against it. Why?
The man they beat Imam. The people went. People beating Imam. Imam Krayi went as a leader and spokesman of the imams in the country. He went justify that one. Because you want to defend his party.
Because he somehow connected to Joseph Maga and Greg Como. So you not say anything.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning. Even imams don't feel safe under your leadership. So why you stay over the people? Morning, let's hear you.
I'm taking calling from people.
Go ahead.
A council of just in the Iman, you think we'll get money for them? The money are better doing people. But the pastor said the boy are better doing, they are better doing Iman and pastor. You know, over the pastor, they all back up. There's a pastor on the foundation. You can't on the ball. But the pastor said that's what prayer time we are. Today, in Chairman on the ball, a woman working here busy. Because the woman working here busy, I don't go on in now. But I didn't say hospital. In Chairman on the ball, you can't do anything. Enter in the matches. You get Nima can't play, Lupa can't play. But the pastor said it was prayer time. Now, you can't do anything. But why? In Chairman on the ball, it's someone in one pocket. So the kind of people, what you can tell me, they're not the fool. They are all clear people. But the pastor said, I'll tell you, the Lord said, they're not the red man. The last time I said, the Lord said, I'm back away. Today is the calamity.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I'm Jerome calling from Kawa.
Go ahead.
Let's forget about those people. They have already know where they're going. Those things happen to those pastors too. We are even worshiping with them. We know everybody fighting their own battle. So let us.
So like everybody hustling for themselves now.
That's the fact. Like you call one of the imam to district 14. I've seen that woman. That's or the past government. But I've seen him interacting. But like he was saying now, people fighting one another. You will never see a good person be successful except you ain't no God put you there. That's all. Politics enter everywhere. So I like.
Okay.
That's what
Thank you very much. Okay. So this is it. So you see, that means the society is losing trust. And that is the least thing that should happen. It should be a wake-up call. Look, we are not criticizing y'all because we have a problem with y'all. And some of you will go on and try to interpret. It's because we want you to be better. We want even ourselves to be checkmated by you. But how do I feel comfortable and believe in the fairness of your judgment as a religious leader in my country? In the event where you invite me. When I see you demonstrating open partisanship and loyalty to a regime that oppresses the people daily. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu. This is Reverend Festus Logan.
Go ahead, Reverend.
Well, look, your topic is so interesting, and I want to say thanks for the topic. Abu, the sad about it is the spiritual atmosphere over the nation is polluted. And because that spiritual aspect of the nation is polluted, there is a physical manifestation. You remember I questioned the election of Reverend Reeves from the Baptist Church when he was taking over I did that not because I was the chaplain general of the CDC at the time, but I knew that position was a sacred position that needed to be neutral. But here is it. There are certain religious groups, both Christian and Muslims, that are part of the conflict of Liberia. The division is there. They have formed themselves into a society that, in as much you don't have a connection with them, they will oppose you. The very thing that I've said is what happened to the Liberian Council of Churches by extension, the religious community, the religious council, the Muslim council. Those people went against a government, a president that they never liked, they never loved. Indeed, they didn't see that government or that president to be part of them. See what happened today. The whole system is compromised.
The whole system.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So that's what's happening. I mean, this was the man I met on series of occasions. I understand his view. I understand he never liked the former President Weah. He was not for every gathering. He was more political. They see with Reverend Reeves from the Baptist Church. I remember attending a service at the Restoration Baptist Church when Bishop Gadi Johnson was being crowned as bishop. I remember his sermon when the former president was there. That entire sermon was against the former president. This is a female who become a body that should be neutral. So this is a serious spiritualist polluted.
Okay.
Part of us, pastor, inclusive of myself.
It's a serious issue, and we all have to talk about it. Thank you very much, Reverend. Okay, time is up. Uptown Pui, just throw in quickly under 30 seconds.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning. The thing is that, look, I will be honest with you when I pray that a country that does not have any future plan of one generation, right? I'm going to go nowhere. Number one. And two, it's sad to say, but I have to say it. The entire country, I mean, on the larger scale, there's no integrity in Liberia. Why integrity in Liberia? The private sector to the church, to the government. I'll be honest with you. I'm a businessman, I'm not telling you. I know who I was there with now.
So there's a complete breakdown everywhere.
The country is broke. We have a country. We have to stop from nowhere. I have a brother again. Because you see, look, they said the rule of any society is the family, right? If people don't have control of the family, what do you think will happen when they move into the largest society?
Okay, my brother.
The church. But it's time, man. My point is big.
Yeah, the problem is big sometimes. I mean, but thank you very much, my brother. But the last places that we count on, when we see them going, and like regularly and normally, we have to raise the issue so that they themselves sit and say, "Oh, this." I mean, we are kids to these people. We are kids, so they shouldn't just look at but look at what is making us to say or speak the way we are speaking. And sit down and make a reflection. Chief Imam Cry, sit down sometimes you reflect. See, consistency is key. There's plenty of scripture that supports that. Humanity is not defined by being good to one set of people and placing a blind eye to the suffering and denial of another group of people. And you think it's justified. Our politicians can justify that. For you to be there as a spiritual leader and you provide justification and covers for that, sad. Where do we run to? You go to the court, no here, no there. You go to the police station, no way. You go to the church, no way. You go to the mosque, no way. You go to the chief imam, nothing. You go to the council president, zero. Where do we go? Our parents are crying, they're confused. Folks, that's how we like to go home. One fine day, it's all going to be better. Until we see you tomorrow, do have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.